Hey guys, I'll tell you how you keep goldfish, plattys, and mollies and guppies together, and by having enough plants in the tank, and feeding them enough, feeding the goldfish a lot, and you need to get a tank that's really big, like bigger than what the at least you need 50 gallons at most to keep them. The minimum I'll probably tell you guys is the 35, and this is 75. So I really and that's how you keep goldfish and mollies together. And then you need to have a lot of hiding spaces whenever the whenever the what's called the guppies and mollies breed, so the goldfish won't eat them. And then and usually hiding places are the best. That's why I have some bricks and some plants inside this tank. And you need to always keep the water clarity like really good. And you need to feed them a lot of food. And then you need to have an aeration pump to like the fish that you have together have enough what's it called you have enough oxygenated water. And if you're keeping and goldfish and guppies together, you gotta have it has to have a heater. And but I live in Texas, so there's a lot of what's called the temperature is really high over here, so I really don't need like have a heater over like at all. Only in winter I like put like, a really big heater, but it doesn't make a difference. And then mostly the guppies stay in that corner, and then like mollies and platies in here, but they like to hide from a really big molly right there. Okay, never mind, it ran away. And when they get adjusted to each other, they'll be okay. And the filtration is key for like goldfish. Cause like goldfish, I have an Aquatech 20 to 40, and I have a Aqualine 50-gallon one, and I have a sponge filter, so it keeps the water clear. And then you need to have an algae like goldfish, mollies, guppies like to eat algae, so but like, there's still a lot of algae for them to eat. Um, and then there's a molly right there. Let's see if you can see it. It's right there, but you can barely see it. Never mind, it ran away because it saw me coming. The problem is like whenever you keep a guppies and platies and mollies in a pond, they would be more scared to meet you than like when you keeping them in a tank. But you can keep mollies, and guppies in a tank if it's big enough and have enough hiding spots. And food is of course very important. And then and real plants help, but I don't have money to get real plants, but it helps. Like I had real plants, but my pleco ate them all. My pleco likes to hide in this cave. And 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 then guppies like and guppies, mollies, and goldfish like to eat what's called mosquito larvae. So that helps out your. There will be less mosquitoes in your yard than you had before. So the problem is like there's always gonna be. Sometimes there's some beetles that crash into your pond, and then they won't be eaten unless you have a bigger fish, a really big fish to eat them. Like, like then all. My pucker's been having a really bad job cleaning all the algae in the tank. That's why the problem is like whenever Pleco gets too old, does does less and less work. And what's the goldfish likes to like breed in this, they feel more secure in this type of pond, like this type of group of fish, so they start breeding really fast. Like today morning I saw like a couple of my fish breeding today, and it's pretty cool. And then I hope I can catch them all there, and I hope that my fall, I'm going to vacation for 10 days, and just I hope I have my neighbor feeding my fishes, so like hope they don't mess up. And goldfish goldfish is a really tough job to keep in a pond or a bucket or a tank, wherever you keep it in. Because you need to do a lot of water changes unless you have a really good filter. The problem with, I didn't clean my filter for 2 days, and it's just how much crap has got into my stupid filter. That's the problem with algae, and and there's like a bee that always likes to go in here because like the filtration, whenever it gets clogged up, it just it starts pouring at this place. That's where most of the water leaves now, and then it's good for fish to breed in a settled pond or a tank. But whenever you add a new fish, just do a 25% water change, and you'd be okay. And they like where you keep them in.